Reverend Naomi King here. Just a little reminder to, through this pandemic, remember to mask up if you're going to be headed outside or spending time with people who may not be in the same household with you, or who may have to, because of work or other obligations, spend time in riskier places, even if you're sharing the same household. Caring for one another is an act of faith. Caring deeply for each other as a community and a world is a faithful way of living. And one of the ways that we can care with one another in these days that are so difficult is to slow down enough to notice some of the wonderful stuff, to take time to experience often the very small things. I've developed this real appreciation for spiders recently. And you might go, oh, spiders, yuck. And I hear you, I was there. It just happens to be that spiders are one of the wildlife critters that aren't terribly afraid of wheelchairs. And so, I can roll around outside and come along and get fairly close to and even photograph a spider. And when I really take the time to notice, they're really amazing and marvelous creatures. And the things that they can do are amazing and marvelous. And that's pretty much true of the rest of the world, right? I'm taking a moment, I'm taking some mindfulness or some one pointed concentration into a particular point of my attention. Maybe it's a flower, or maybe it's the spiders, or maybe it's a sunrise or a sunset, or a particular sound, a song, a moment of perhaps being held by someone I care about, or of being with one of the furry, feathered, or scaly friends that we live with. We want to invite each other into wonderment. Without that, there really isn't reverence. The capacity to be able to utter an oh, wow, or a that really touched me to my heart. These moments where we can be lifted up and out of the moment and into this more expansive sense of self are really incredible. And it's part of resilience. So you could try it because it's supposed to be good for you, or you could try it because it can be fun. And I'm sort of the latter school. Right? Like I can be very dutiful and it would be good for me, but I really stick with that practice of noticing wonderment in each day because it's fun and it nourishes my heart. And it's also something I can share besides bad news with folks. There's plenty of bad news. I do share that. I am right there with you on doing the bad news thing, and doom scrolling and all the rest of that is definitely possibly part of my life on a daily basis. And part of my antidote to that is to take time with reverence. Now, some traditions are doing this with sacred words. Some traditions would do this with sacred sounds. Some traditions might do this in sacred silence, moving into that sense of wonderment. And some traditions and some folks outside of traditions will find that in this larger world, by noticing that which is very big, way larger than ourselves, and that which is very small, is smaller than ourselves, and how intricate and just amazing this world and this life can actually be. So I'll invite you to try it on because the practice is free. It's not going to cost you anything but a few minutes of your time. And give it a try for a few days or a week of seeking out and then maybe sharing with somebody else some of those moments of wonderment that nurtured you in that day. Thanks for joining me for practice. And remember, if you're going to head out or you're in a high risk situation, please wear a mask.